The body of the former Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat has been exhumed so that experts can find out whether he was poisoned. Mr. Arafat died in 2004 in France after a short, undetermined illness. Scientists will carry out tests, but the results aren't expected for several months. Many Palestinians suspect Israel was behind Mr. Arafat's death, something Israel has always denied.
An ordinary bag that belonged to an extraordinary world leader. These are the belongings of Yasser Arafat. They accompanied him on his journey to the Percy Military Hospital in France. Arafat died in this room of an unexplained illness on November 11, 2004. No autopsy was performed. Scientists with the University Center for Legal Medicine in Lausanne, Switzerland, want to know if the bag contains any conventional toxins. They study samples of his hair, confirm it was Yasser Arafat's through DNA analysis, and screen his medicines. They find nothing. So they next consider unconventional poisons, including sophisticated radioactive material. Finding out what may have killed Yasser Arafat requires highly specialized machines, not the kind you find in hospitals. So Arafat's samples were taken here to the Institute of Radiation Physics. The results are astonishing.
What we have here is actually the hat he was wearing when he left Ramallah. We took several samples at different locations, and the conclusion was that we did find some significant polonium that was present in this sample. All those samples were belongings from Mr. Arafat that were containing visible biological stains. We did measurements on these particular stains, which shows that there is an abnormal, not normal quantity of polonium.
But you found unsupported polonium in these specific items?
Yes, we did.
Unsupported polonium, the kind made in a nuclear reactor. With so few victims of polonium poisoning, the lab's lead forensic pathologist cannot be sure if Arafat's symptoms neatly match.
It's difficult to conclude. I don't want to make too much speculation, but I think that we have at this stage where it would be, of course, mandatory to go further and to try to make more investigation if it's possible.
Scientists hope to discover if the late Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat died of poisoning with the exhumation of his body today. Although his medical records say he had a stroke, abnormally high traces of a radioactive substance have since been discovered on Arafat's personal effects. Investigating teams from France, Switzerland and Russia will conduct separate tests. Many Palestinians believe Arafat was murdered, particularly as no post-mortem was carried out at the time. But not everyone agrees with the exhumation. Even Arafat's own family are at odds over the process, with some seeing it as a desecration. Palestinians in the West Bank city of Ramallah appear to be more pragmatic.
I think it has to be made clear that if Israel, as we suspect, is the culprit, is the guilty party behind this, then they have to understand they cannot keep using violence and assassinations as a political instrument and as a tool of imposing their will on others.
At this coffee shop in downtown Ramallah, the Palestinians we speak to are also convinced that Arafat was poisoned by Israeli agents. If it were proved once and for all, this civil servant says that locals would not seek violent revenge.
We have a political leadership. They understand this issue more than we do. Today there is political leadership and international law. They will demand justice for this with the support of the people.
Others insist that the investigation, no matter what it reveals, won't change a thing.
Nothing will happen, whether it be on the Palestinian streets or at an international level. Nothing will happen. We all know Israel did it, and we all know Israel is above the law. They assassinated many Palestinians, leaders from Hamas or other factions, or leaders from abroad, and nothing happened.